Today, we're jumping into something pretty mind-blowing. It's a framework for understanding reality itself, from a work called The Continuum. And trust me, it's going to challenge some of the most basic ideas you have about how the universe works. So let's just get right into it.
So let's start with a huge question. We usually think of the universe as, well, as a fixed stage, right? A place that's already here and we're just actors on it. But what if that's not the case at all? What if reality is way more dynamic, something that's actually being created moment by moment with our help? This framework takes that idea deadly seriously, and we're going to see exactly how.
Okay, so you might be wondering, why do we even need an idea this radical? Well, it's because our current models of physics, for all their power, are really starting to show their limits. They've got some unsolvable puzzles.
You can kind of think of modern physics like a patchwork quilt. For years, every time some weird new thing popped up, like quantum entanglement or the fact that just observing an experiment can change the outcome, we've just sewn on another patch, a new special rule, another exception. But when your theory starts to feel like it's more patches than actual fabric, it's probably a sign that the foundation itself is a little shaky. Maybe it's time to start over.
So, what's the alternative? This new foundation suggests a single core principle that exists before anything else. We're talking before matter, before energy. It's called the principle of balance.
And this principle has a name, Ma'at. Now, this isn't just some vague philosophical idea. It's being proposed as an actual physical law. Ma'at is the universe's most basic drive, this constant push toward a dynamic, self-correcting balance. And the word to really focus on here is dynamic. This is not about being still. It's about wise, adaptive motion.
And this chart makes that difference super clear. Static equilibrium, that's a rock. It's motionless, unchanging, and honestly pretty lifeless. But dynamic balance, that's like a planet in a perfect orbit. It is in constant motion, always adapting, and that very motion is what allows for everything cool to happen, like life and evolution.
Okay, so if the universe is always seeking this dynamic balance, what's actually driving all the motion? Well, the framework says there's a kind of dual engine at the heart of everything, powered by two fundamental forces. These two forces are called science, which we'll call S, and beauty, or B. So think of science, S, as the force that creates structure, coherence, stability. It's what holds an atom together and gives it an identity. Beauty, B, is its partner. It's the force of expansion, of creativity, of all new possibilities. Now, they're not opposites fighting each other. They're partners in this cosmic dance. But like any good partnership, it's all about balance. Too much S, and you get rigid, boring stagnation. Too much B, and you get total chaos.
And the way they interact is what creates this incredible cycle of evolution. First, beauty throws out all these new ideas, new possibilities, new forms. Then science comes in, and it's like the quality control. It tests these new things for coherence, for stability, and it integrates the ones that work into a new, more complex system. So this isn't about survival of the fittest. It's this beautiful dance of expansion and refinement that actually builds wisdom into the system over time.
Okay, so we've got our principle of balance. We've got the dual engine of science and beauty that drives it. And all of that leads us to the most profound, honestly, the most mind-bending idea in this entire framework. So get ready.
Here it is. The universe isn't some preloaded video game world that's already been built. It's more like a real-time rendering engine. The world as you and I experience it doesn't actually exist in its final, detailed form until it's observed. Before that, it's just pure, unrendered potential. It's literally brought into being, moment by moment.
So how in the world does that work? Well, it's a process, and we are absolutely key players. First, our attention acts like a spotlight, choosing a region of pure potential to look at. Then, our own internal filters, our beliefs, our memories, what we find meaningful, get applied. After that, all that infinite potential collapses into one single, definite form. And finally, that rendered form is what we experience as the solid world around us.
There's a quote from the source that just nails it. Attention directs rendering like a lens. This means that your attention isn't just some passive thing. It's not just you noticing what's already there. In this model, paying attention is a physical act. It's the tool we use to aim the universe's rendering engine and literally decide which slice of infinite possibility we're going to make real. Now, I know this all might sound incredibly abstract, right? But here's where the framework brings all these cosmic ideas
right back down to earth and turns concepts we think of as philosophical, like compassion, into actual laws of physics.
See, in this model, balance isn't a moral goal. It's just a law of energetic efficiency. Any state of imbalance, whether it's too much rigid order or too much wild chaos, is physically expensive. It takes a ton of energy to maintain. It creates friction. It's unsustainable. Harmony, though, that's the path of least resistance. It's efficient. And that's why this model suggests that imbalance physically feels like suffering or confusion, while being in balance in a state of flow feels so good. It's the universe's preferred, most efficient state.
And that all leads to this incredible final point. A system that's more connected, more harmonious, more compassionate, is a system that can bounce back from a shock more easily. It's more resilient. So compassion stops being just a nice virtue and becomes, literally, the universe's best strategy for long-term survival and stability. It's physics.
So we end up right back where we started, but now the question has so much more weight to it. If our consciousness, our attention, is an active part of creating the universe, and if our own inner state of balance or imbalance helps shape the world we experience, then it leaves us with a really profound question to think about. What reality are we, individually and all of us together, choosing to render into being?